Mm.
Oh.
You're the culprit?
Are you?
No, not me. I only said one thing. And it's not on you. All right, you might have to sign out and sign back in.
Michelle is not yet.
Hey, I'm still hearing it. I'm not hearing it. No.
You don't hear it?
I'm hearing it. Yeah, I'm hearing it.
All right, well, let me give it up and put and sign off.
Okay. All right.
I was making
Do I hear it when I speak? I don't know if it's me. Who leaving? Leo, you stay.
No, man, I'm leaving.
All right,
Michelle, hearing it better? Yeah. Talk.
Oh.
Are you hearing it?
No, I'm not hearing it.
No.
It's the International Women's Day thing on Leo, right?
Yeah. Let's see if it comes.
Right. Let's see if he comes back in. Leo?
Are you good?
Yeah, it was. This so much better now.
Yes, you've sorted it out. Fabulous.
No, not that. Me just sign off and sign back.
But tell us anyway, Leo, what you did today. Did you come across any woman who you had to treat in a special way today?
I'm a business, I find out, though. I'm a business, I find out, don't.
All right, fine. You don't have to answer that. Let me get into the news. Today was quite an eventful day. It was International Women's Day. And since we only have an hour, I can share with you some news clips. So the Minister of Finance made his budget presentation. And in his presentation, he concluded day one of the national 2022-23 debate. He announced that there will be no new taxes in the budget this year. He also
read my lips. No new taxes. Read my lips.
That's what he said.
No, that was a former President Bush.
Yes.
Read my lips. No new taxes. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
He also unveiled the look of rebranded banknotes and announced a $2,000 bill. The new note will feature former prime ministers and political rivals Michael Manley and Edward Seaga. The minister also announced that $200 million had been set aside to provide one-off payments of $10,000 each to the neediest Jamaican families impacted by rising inflation.
Okay, that's Mr. Tucker. That's Mr. Tucker, right? Over guys there.
That they're going to give $10,000 each. But what is the true value of giving a needy family $10,000? That is just $1,000 above the minimum wage for 1 week, and you give them this $10,000 one-off payment for the rest of their life. What do they do with that? What do they invest it in? They buy IPOs, stocks, shares. What do you do with that? US dollar, what does it convert to? Not $100.
A little under 100. Maybe
$100. So really and truly, I mean, yes, it's good to give people a one-off payment, but what do you do after you spend $10,000? You know what you do when you got $10,000 at supermarket, what you can buy? One chicken is $1,800. You can buy rice, one chicken, it don't last you all year. But anyway, that was the budget. So the
minister just buy £150 pack of rice. It lasts you longer.
£150 bag of rice.
Yeah.
And then when you done what? Yeah. It's not one per individual, Leo. It's one per family, $10,000 per family. So it's not like you, me, and Michelle in the house, and you buy the rice, I buy the chicken, and you buy the flour. It's $10,000 per family.
Oh, God. All right. Get it.
That is what them spend when them go buy 2 bottles of wine. For me, it's just an insult to people. I better
put it this way. They didn't have to give it.
But why bother to give it? Because it is not a practical solution to the challenges that people are having. Give me a practical solution. How much money are you spending on that? Let us back up. $200 million have been set aside to provide one-off payments of $10,000. What if you were to spend that $200 million to set up a couple business within particular communities so that more people could participate in the production of A, B, C, or D.
It's not going to happen because the business is going to fail.
But why would it fail? But it's a better option for me as a poor person. At least I'd have a job. Leo, you sound like the man on Star Trek.
You might go again. What happened to your mic?
Leo, you sound like the Star Trek man.
Yeah, your mic again.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Because I don't know what my cousins said.
I see that we're live on Facebook, but I only see Chantal responding. Where's everybody?
Coming? Garfin said, evening people. Michael said, good evening, one and all. Annette said, bless up everyone. VM says, when Dr. Dana talked, there's an echo. VM said, Michelle has an echo also. Lauren said, hello, Leo. I enjoyed your program.
Mike. Oh, that's the program. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the echo thing come back.
Hello.
Peter said, hello, everyone. Lauren said, good evening.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Garvin said 200 million Jamaican dollar is still not sufficient. Carlene said, glad to see you.
Yeah, we're glad that Leo is here and particularly to support us on International Day. So that's a fact.
You have to come on your mic, Carson.
I did. Are you here? I wasn't speaking just now.
Yeah, but we're here. Everybody else is hearing an echo because we're hearing your audio.
I don't understand why. Can you guys?
Yeah, so it's fine now.
It's getting better now. Yeah.
It's fine now, Leo. Whatever you did, you need to turn off the mixer. Yeah, so I know 200 million is not enough. And certainly I think that there are other ways that you could have spent that $200 million to have far more impact for the wider population than, you know, to set it aside for families. How much people can get money out of this 200 million?
Whoever just touched just cause the echo again.
Yeah. All right. So for the financial year 2022-23, the central government plans to spend a total of 912 billion, comprised of non-debt expenditure of 604 billion. 40 billion has been allocated for public sector pension payments. That means or just pension integrity. The government continues to allocate the largest share of the budget outside of it to educate. 120 billion is allocated to education in the upcoming fiscal year. 93 billion is allocated to the Ministry of Health, including 10 billion for drugs and medical supplies. 92 billion is allocated to the Ministry of National Security. 1 billion is allocated for production incentives for farmers, and 800 million for the maintenance of rural roads. 1.8 billion is allocated to facilitate the contribution of Government of Jamaica's broadband initiative, 1 billion, and to the tablets in schools program. So I don't know, what are your thoughts, Mish? The allocation, 122 billion, 92 and 1.
The echo. I would have to look at the budget in front of me to figure out, because the thing is that to me they're throwing out a lot of big numbers. It sounds good, but then when you kind of break it down, it is not doing what it's supposed to do. So to me, I'll have, as I said, I didn't watch it. So I can't even have an opinion about it. I'll have to see the figures and what it's going towards. But the only thing I'm more mindful of is that when we're quoting all this high number, I'm hoping that it actually goes to the people or do what it's supposed to do. And half of it is not squandered by having all these individuals being paid to figure out where it's supposed to go and to see how it's working. But this money goes directly to where it's supposed to go so it can work. So
Well,
that's my only issue, and time will tell.
I think that you're quite right in terms of, what it is going to be used for is imperative. It's important that it is used for what it is said. It says that it is going to be used for. I am a little bit concerned about the 200 million going to families, because I'd love to understand what is the premise on which you make this allocation of even the $10,000. How do you determine which family needs it most? What are the criteria? And I hope somewhere it will be laid out so that every Jamaican who is in need of it can tap into it, since it is going to be used.
Yeah, that is my issue. Like, I prefer if it goes to every single Jamaican and it does not go to individuals that are loyal to a particular party. Like,
Yes.
they do look, and however they are, I think they should use an independent body other than the member of parliament or local government, but an independent body to assess those that are in need, actual need, not those who are loyal to the party, who help canvass or whatever. Because oftentimes, sometimes they don't need it, and the most vulnerable need it. Especially, like, for instance, we just saw one little boy, what's his name? Denton or whatever, in Guys Hill, that no way in this modern time anybody should be living like that and being ignored. I don't know who is responsible. I don't know the councillor or MP. I don't know what party or whatever, but nobody should be living like that. That child, the issues have been identified. The child is out of school. The principal knows the issue. But why didn't the principal say, to a member of parliament or a local official, you know what, this child is in dire need, this is what's happening? Because the principal firsthand had knowledge to speak up about this child, how brilliant and the challenges. So she should be able to push, and like pastors, those people who know the most vulnerable, those are the people I hope they use to figure out who should be getting these benefits. Because that's my only issue. I don't want it to be where it's because of color you're getting it because of whatever party you're with. And it goes to every constituency and not this constituency first, and then the last constituency is like the party that's not in power. Across the board, everybody should get it at the same time.
Right. You're wanting for some equity and for people to know clearly what are the parameters that would qualify you for such a benefit. And I agree with you that it would certainly have to be taken out of the hands of the MPs, regardless of which side of the fence they sit on, for there to be equity in the distribution of it. I still maintain that I don't know that that is a solution. For me, it is not even a relief. It is likely to cause further frustration, because you get $10,000 and then what? You're still back to square one. You need a longer term solution.
Yeah, they still go have their hand.
Yes,
out again, waiting
solution
for the next handout, and they go cuss out the politicians again. You do nothing for me. But if you literally teach them how to fish,
yes,
they fish for life.
Yeah, they're in a better position after. So that's it on that side of it. Then I'm going to try to share, I don't know if I can, this photograph, just so that persons can see what the new banknotes will look like. So the new $50 note, the new $100 note, the $500 note, the $1,000 note, the $2,000 note, and the $5,000 note. Just so persons can see that this is what, when you come to Jamaica, don't be confused. We have new banknotes, $50 with two people on it, Marcus Tim one on it, Nanny and Sam Sharp on the $500 bill now. $1,000 have Buster and who is that? Buster and Norman. $2,000, which is a new insertion, has Michael and Eddie, and the 5,000 has Shara and Sangster. So just so we know that
When they're gonna start circulating, when they're gonna start circulation.
I think that it is afoot right now. I don't remember how to stop sharing.
It's very colorful. Jamaica is colorful.
Yeah, so that's that on that. How do I stop sharing?
Yeah, a
Yes.
few comments.
Okay.
Carlene said, oh, I read Carlene. Garvin said, laughing at Leo. Jesse said, Happy International Day, beautiful ladies. Good evening, ladies. Carlene said, we're getting an echo from Dr. Diana now.
Okay,
Okay.
really? Well, I have nothing on to shoot.
No, that, I guess it was before.
Okay.
That's all the comments. What's happening, people? Or something is wrong with my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad they changed the 500 from the 5,000. That was very confusing.
Yeah.
To me. Always messing up. I have to look at it really close to make sure I'm not giving out $5,000, you know, instead of a 500.
$500. Yeah, man, you have to double check it because they're both with the same color. But for me, I'm concerned about the multiplicity of colors. Them even want to start look like Monopoly money now. You know how the Monopoly always had these different colors?
Yeah.
So
it's very colorful.
It almost scary. You look like one of them country there where the dollar don't mash up and they print all kind of color money because the dollar mash up now. So, you know, the only thing we can do is go to color. Oh, but they have highway 2,000 on the back of some of them too. And them have back, you know, that picture that with the students who were on the back of the $2 bill. They're on the back of the $2,000 bill. I can't figure out who is on the back of the other one. Them one of them look like them have done zero falls on it. And these are supposedly for the 60th anniversary celebrations. I wonder how much it costs to print these new money. What we could have done otherwise with this money, rather than print these new bills. No.
Well, could I give people more option other than $10,000?
Okay. I suppose. All right. Other things in the news. Let me get to that. Liverpool reached Championship League, just for those Liverpool fans like myself who might be interested. So Liverpool reached there. There seem to be have been a fire. At least 30 persons have been left homeless after a massive fire at the intersection of Linders Road and Lincoln Avenue in St. Andrew this evening. The fire destroyed several buildings, including a bar and a pet shop. The fire brigade is yet to determine how the fire started. However, there were no reports of injuries. So that is good news, except that 30 people have been left homeless. So there's a fire in St. Andrew just this evening.
But there's a lot of fire. You notice there's so many fires. And one thing I'm thinking about, most when I read the article, they're saying that these properties are not insured. I know with the cost, we might say, you know what, best to not have insurance, but that is why you have insurance to prevent these things from occurring, and then you'll be able to recover somewhat by, you know, the insurance company stepping in and assisting you to rebuild, and you not rely on the government, who oftentimes don't have enough to get you back into the position you're supposed to be. So, but then again, I always think about safety and how these structures are being built, and what is being done, the inspection, like are they being, you know, inspected quite often to ensure, you know, that they are fit, because it's quite a lot of fires. Like even they said the Rare market burned down a few times.
Two markets in shots face at time.
Yeah, but then they said they had plans to put a bus park there. So makes you wonder. But yeah, there's a lot of fires. A lot of fires around Jamaica, man. Like they either need to go around and start teaching safety or something, and how people to protect themselves. I remember growing up, they used to have these ads like, like how to protect yourself, like when you're burning, like things, how not to do it. That
Mhm,
is, I have cartoons and like little
mhm,
advertisement telling you how to be safe, like electrical equipment and all those
mhm.
things. I don't know if they still do that, like plugging out certain electrical things, make sure your gas. There was an effort back then, but every day is like a lot of fire. And the thing is that I guess in Kingston, because of all the clusters, the houses are so, close together, like it's always multiple families that are homeless.
Well, I don't know, Michelle, but I probably have become a little bit cynical with all these fires because whenever I see a fire, I always say, well, okay, I wonder what they're going to build there next week. It does. I'm sorry, but I really get cynical because I remember some years ago that this children's home somewhere on Lady Musgrave burnt down. And then next thing you know is an apartment complex that is built there. And I said, but if the children's home burned down, why would you not rebuild
Rebuild a children
and then
home.
relocate them to somewhere else? Every time I see a fire, sorry, but I have become a little bit cynical, and I pray God to just be merciful unto me because I can't help but initially thinking who want a place and what am I gonna build it, rather than perhaps a genuine feeling that in fact this was an
Yeah,
accidental
draw
happening
fire
of a fire that has really destroyed a place, or you
and
begin
family life.
for insurance money that no. So I know.
Or no insurance.
Sorry for the people them who have been left homeless. I must admit that I really do feel their pain, and I can't imagine not having somewhere to put your head at night. I really can't imagine that. And to have lost it in such a way must be totally devastating. But I don't know. I still ask myself that question. All right. Moving along in the news, we had spoken a little bit of a tragedy because today or Friday it was that we lost a businesswoman who operates at a place in St. Catherine, and she was murdered at her business place in St. Catherine. I share that. And also, there's another sad piece in the paper because a soldier refuses to hand over firearm. And I'm reading this from the Observer. The prior pieces were from the Loop Jamaica News. And it says that soldier refuses to hand over firearm after woman's body found in car. Police have charged a Jamaica Defense Force sergeant.
Oh, we have our guests coming in.
Car, huh?
Our guest is coming on right now.
Oh, a prostitute was found dead 2 weeks ago. And
It was a prostitute?
Yes, that she had multiple gunshot wounds. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Police said the body of the woman is still unidentified and it appears to be in the late 30s, 5 feet 2 inches or thereabout. So it's just so sad. It was in today's paper and I thought it was so unfortunate that here we are celebrating International Women's Day, and here it is that we have lost somebody. A woman has lost her life. So, it's just really hard. We pray that somebody will report her missing and at least be able to identify her body, and she can, get some closure.
Yeah.
So our guest is going to speak about
the CARIFTA Games that will be held in Jamaica this year.
We're hosting the CARIFTA Games?
Yes.
Oh, I wonder how long. Oh, when was the last time we did? So who's the guest is Mike Fennell? Okay.
Yes.
He's been the sportsman for as long as I can remember. So let's welcome Mr. Fennell. Mr. Fennell, if you will.
Hi, how are you?
We would like to see you.
I'm glad you didn't say you've known me before you were born.
I toyed with the idea of saying that, but I decided against it. Welcome. It's so good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Our pleasure.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Diana Davis Smith. I'm here in Jamaica with you. Michelle is an attorney. She is over in Florida. We sent her some
Hi,
cruise the other
Hi,
day.
Michelle.
Hi. Hi.
But it's good to see you. Mike, usually when people come on our show, we ask them a few questions like where you grew up, which school, where you born, where you go to school, which school you used to go, and who was your teacher?
Yes. Are you going to ask me that? Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. I was born in Cambridge, St. James,
Ooh.
Oh,
and I've lived in several parishes, and for most of my adult life in Kingston.
Okay.
Reason for that is my father worked with government, and he was posted to several parishes in land settlement. So spent time in St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary, St. Catherine, etc.
And then settled in Kingston.
And then
All right.
settled in Kingston.
Man from the Western. Michelle is happy to hear because she's from Trelawney. I grew up, I was born and I grew up in Clarendon. So I wasn't happy to hear that you're born in Cambridge. I would have preferred that you had said Clarendon. Did you spend time in Clarendon?
No, I visited Clarendon a lot, but I was nowhere near there.
Okay,
because
all right.
my mother's family came from Black River.
Okay, down the road. So tell
okay.
me,
Could
which
it?
high school you went to?
Oh,
Sorry?
Which high school did you?
I went to Calabar.
Oh, C-Bar.
oh,
Yeah.
that's our brother's school. I went to Westwood High School.
Okay. And
All right.
at Calabar, I was a boarder for a while, and then a day boy after that.
Okay. My husband attended Calabar as well, so I'm fine. I'm in good company. Michelle's brother school, and at least I have some claim to it.
Okay. And you're still married?
Yes.
Okay.
On days.
Okay. Okay. Could you tell us about the CARIFTA games? I know Jamaica is hosting it, so that's major this year.
Okay. The first thing I need to explain is that the use of the word games is actually wrong. It's a misnomer. Usually when you use the word games, you're talking about a multi-sport event. Because it's more a championships, but it's had carried that name from the beginning, so it's difficult to change it now. So when you talk about games, it's the CARIFTA Championships, CARIFTA event. And it's been going on, well, it was started 50 years ago.
Ooh.
But this will be the 49th celebration because there are a couple of years that it did not have it. The last time they had it was in 2019 in Grand Cayman. And in 2020, they didn't have it in 2021 because of Mr. COVID.
Okay.
So is this that we have the CARIFTA games every 2 years? Is that it?
Every year. Every year.
Yeah. All right. So it's an every year event. And how many states do we have within the CARIFTA grouping? How many countries?
There are 27 of us, and all very small territories. Small such as British Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos, and so on. And then I suppose Jamaica is one of the largest. But it's been going, and what it is really, it's an important development meet or development phase of track and field for young people, because you have your high school championships, and then from there you have a little gap, and the CARIFTA Games is in the middle there, and they form that very important international competition for the youngsters, to those who want to develop into full-time athletes and those who just want to further their careers in school athletics. So it's a very important meet in terms of development, and it has grown from a very small event to a pretty large event, where in total we will have approximately between 500 and 600 athletes from the 29 countries. And when you add the team officials to that, the coaches and masseurs and so on, that will bring it up to maybe 700 or 800.
So this is really a Olympics in the region.
Well, a junior Olympics.
Yeah, a
because
junior
it is,
Olympics.
because it's for youngsters, two age groups, 20 and under and 17 and under, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if we have, oh, so you wouldn't have college students participating unless they're under 20.
If they're under 20, yes. It's not whether they're at college or on the street or where it is. It's the age.
All right.
Okay, so I have a quick question. Is it based on high school or just are these participants part of a club, or it is based on them attending, like you attend Westwood High School, St. Jago? How do
Well,
you participate?
they're selected by each of the national federations for athletics. Each country would have a federation that runs athletics, and they would have their selection processes. And the body that lays down or is responsible for the CARIFTA Games is called NACAC, NACAC. NACAC is the North American, Central American, and Caribbean athletics body. And the national federations would select them. For example, in Jamaica, this weekend coming up, they will be having trials for this. And you can enter for the trials. You can either enter from a school. It's not a school tournament. You can enter from a school, or you can enter from a club, or you can enter from from a community. Once you satisfy the age group qualification.
Okay, that's interesting. So let me ask, it's not run the meet this weekend. Is this like a J3A meet or?
Correct. The J3As are responsible because they are responsible for selecting the Jamaican team that will participate in CARIFTA. Similarly, in Trinidad and Tobago, they would have a similar thing. Barbados, Bahamas, etc.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, darling.
I was just gonna ask, so is this trial open to everyone? I know with COVID and the restriction, is it open to spectators or just those who are participating?
This weekend, as you know, there have been a relaxation for spectators who are vaccinated. Only that can prove their vaccination. And there's a limited number. I'm not sure what the number is for the stadium for this weekend, but it will be a limited number.
Okay.
But usually, you don't get a lot of spectators at a selection meeting.
At the trials.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless they're the national trials for the Olympic Games or World Championships or something like that.
Okay. Sorry, one more question. Will it be broadcast then? Because
not the trials, not the trials.
Okay. So let us step beyond the trials, Mike. Tell me, what are the dates for the games in Jamaica?
Okay, it's the 16th to the 18th. It's 3 days. Good Friday is on the 15th of April.
Right.
And the games start on the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Ooh,
and
so it's like Easter weekend.
Yeah. So you have 3 sessions. 2 sessions each day for a total of 6. That's morning and afternoon each day. So a total of 6 sessions.
There's a toss-up and a struggle in my head. No, is that a carnival or CARIFTA?
No, it's CARIFTA. Carnival is usually celebrated the weekend after Easter.
Oh, but there's always, all right, there's an activity down in Otres, but it's all right, fine. It looks like CARIFTA is going to be on.
Remember, well, perhaps you're too young to know this. In the old time, Easters, when you grew up in the rural areas, people used to fly kites and go to bun contests and things like that. Nowadays, it's a total different character. And I don't know who is winning, but I'd love to see some of the old systems come back a bit.
All right. So you'd want for me to either go fly a kite, but not do anything else. But tell me now.
No, when you say it like that, that's not nice. When you tell somebody to go and fly a kite, you're really telling them to buzz off. That's not what I meant. Right?
I understand, Mike, that you're not telling me to go to buzz off. But tell me, it is the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th.
Yeah.
How do we get tickets? And will I be required then? Is the projection that I will still need to show my proof of vaccination to attend? And where is it? Is it at the stadium?
At the National Stadium, yes.
Okay.
As you know, there's been a lot of controversy over the ticket system
Yes.
in recent times. And this came to a head with the Gibbs release. It was
Yeah.
really a very complicated system.
Yes.
And it was really troublesome for football and others.
It was
you know,
frustrating.
Yeah. I can say this, I'm not really blaming anybody because, you know, we have to try everything and
Yeah.
there's no perfect solution.
Yes.
But the authorities said that they needed this system. And I experienced it myself. It was really awful.
Yes.
Right? Since then, we've had meetings with the powers that be, and they've come off that now, and they've said, okay, one thing you have to do is you set up your own system to ensure that you can control who comes into the stadium and that they're vaccinated. And that's being done.
Okay.
In terms of how you buy tickets for this, we're streamlining the distribution system now, and we're not able to make an announcement on that because we want the distribution to be such that you don't have to go searching for tickets. You can find the tickets anywhere you want.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
it's not a meet that like champs that everybody wants to go.
Yes.
This meet you know like in any sort of consumer marketing. If you don't have a product that's in a high demand, you take the product to the people rather than
Yes.
people coming to find the product.
Yes.
So we're trying to find the distribution. I think we have the linkages, but
Yes.
we're not in a position to announce that yet, and we want to have this. In addition to that, we're trying to work out a system where we will get sponsors to provide tickets for schools,
Yes.
so that the schoolers who would not be able and would not be buying tickets would be getting some tickets because it's their colleagues who are running, and
Yes.
it's that age group, you know.
Yes.
So we're trying to encourage that.
I like
Okay.
that. I really like the idea of the sponsorship to
Yeah.
allow those who would not normally attend these events an opportunity to observe, to participate.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, I'm really anxious to know where I can get tickets because I want to come to CARIFTA games this year for sure.
Are you Jamaican?
Yes, I am Jamaican and in
Well, I
Jamaica.
asked that because usually Jamaicans say, where can I get a ticket?
But I want to know where I can buy my tickets, and I'd love to buy a few.
You'll soon know. It will be well publicized.
Yes, all right, so I'm
Okay.
looking forward to that.
Okay, is there a website that individuals that are interested could go on to monitor to see when, you know, this information will be posted? Is there a website?
Yes, I'm not sure the state of it as we speak, but you know we recognize that if you don't have a good technological base, you're not going anywhere today. And this will be announced because we are meeting again before the end of this week and next week, just to see, because we do not want to clash with Champs. Champs is just 2 weeks before.
Mhm.
Oh,
And Champs is a big one, and we're all part of the same system. So we're careful not to unleash heavy promotion until after Champs,
Right.
because
Oh.
we think it would be unfair to Champs to be promoting against them. And,
Yeah.
and we need a good Champs to have a good CARIFTA.
True.
yeah.
We need a good champs. We need winners. But tell me though, are we expecting all 20 all the member agencies to participate in the CARIFTA games this year?
Yes, very much so, because we've had a couple of Zoom meetings with them.
Yes.
And one of the benefits of learning to use Zoom is that we would not have done this in the past.
Yes.
But we've been able to have meetings with it's a meeting with all of them participating.
Yes.
They've asked us questions and whatnot and so on. It's been a very open atmosphere that we have created. And we're due to have another one next week. And to date, of the 27, we have solid sort of indications from 24 of the 27. The other three, the other three have said yes. But you know, one of the biggest problems we're having right now is how to get here. Because as you would appreciate, has been a severe reduction in airline seats coming into Jamaica, whether it's flights from USA or Caribbean Airways or whatever it is. And normally they would come in on the Thursday or no earlier than the Wednesday. Right? And then because accommodation is quite costly. But apart from that, we're utilizing the Easter break for those who are in school. But getting the airline seats, and right now, NACAC have been negotiating for charters to sort of do a milk run and pick up each and come in there. But the charters are working out horrendously expensive right now. And that's a challenge. It's the local organizing committee is not responsible for bringing them in. That's each country's responsibility. You make your own travel arrangements, right? But it is concerning because we do know of the limitation in airline seats. 800 people from 28 countries aren't going to come in on one day.
No, I'm going to take that.
So that's one of our challenges right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy at least that there's a conversation about having charter flights to take them in, just to ensure that everybody can get in and be on time for the games. And also that I can look to a solid weekend of activity. And that you've set it after Good Friday, which is good for me as a Roman Catholic. So I can appreciate that. In terms of sessions, you say that we would have 2 sessions per day.
You have a morning session and an afternoon session. The morning session starts at 9, ends at 12, and then we'll resume at around 2. Let me check. We'll resume at about 2 and go to 7. That's the normal sort of general timetable.
Okay.
And not hard and fast, but usually what you do, you run the preliminaries in the morning and the finals in the afternoon,
Okay. All right, fine. But we can always pack our picnic bag and just come and chill for the whole day. And Fabulous.
And you mentioned earlier that individuals or companies can sponsor like children to attend. How do you go about trying to be a sponsor? Like, who do you contact?
Okay. Well, you can contact the J3s right away. The J3s is
because remember they're the organizers.
And they're responsible. So you can contact the J3s at any time or anybody. I think you all know Carol Beckford. She's doing our promotions and marketing and so on. And there's been a lot of information in the media about what is happening and etc. For example, because it's Jamaica and we have created a lot of hype. We've been told, and I'm expecting them because that the Bahamas, who are very serious competitors, are bringing a Junkanoo band with them to support their athletes. Junkanoo is very big in the Bahamas. One of their traditional music forms.
Yes.
And they plan to bring a band down here and raise hell at the stadium.
Wow.
So they were asking us what are the protocols, because can they play and can they mix and whatnot and so on, because the restrictions of how close you get to one another is always a challenge.
By that time we sort it out and ease it up. I'm looking forward to that. I like the idea of them bringing in Junkanoo band so we can unleash our coming out on them.
Well, that's exactly what I said to our people last Friday, that we can't allow them to come with a Junkanoo band and we do not run them out of the stadium without music.
Yeah, so we're going to have a leg or some coming out on them.
Yeah. We have to top them.
Let me ask you, we certainly have to top them. Mike, is it just track and field activities that they're doing?
Yeah, just track and field.
Track and field.
The running, jumping, throwing, and so on. It's a track and athletics, the sport of athletics.
Okay. All right. I like that. That is easier for me to follow. And I'm not so sure about the shot put and the discus throwing part of it, but as long as people on the track, I can manage that.
But aren't you an academic?
I am.
Well, how can that beat you?
It's not beating me, but I much prefer to see the people them running down, and I'm much.
Understand. But our region is starting to do well in some of the throwing events, the javelin and shot put and so on. We're coming
Yeah,
on
I've
with that.
noticed. Yeah.
Also,
and
the
that's
jumping,
true.
triple jump and high jump, not just sprinting.
Mm-hmm.
We've really spread it out now.
Yeah, I saw the last Olympics. We had a few participate. That's building up,
That's
which is
true.
great.
Well, a guy from Trinidad won a javelin in London in 2012.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, and I must appreciate that we're having other territories as well. And in fact, I'm going to back up on that and probably withdraw that remark, because I went to Clarendon College and we had I think it was a shot put champion whose records took for about 16 years at boys champs. So I went to take that back and say,
Until it was broken by somebody from Calabar, I think.
yes, one of those places.
Yeah.
Can't recall the name of the school.
One of my places.
But I'll forgive them for that. But Mike, you again, the games is April 16th through to 18th.
Yeah.
It's 3 days. You're running 2-day sessions each day, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, which is Easter Monday for us.
Yeah.
We have so far confirmed 24 out of 27 of 24 of the 27 states that belong to the CARIFTA championships. And at a later date, you will come back and share ticket information with us. But
we'd love to.
Diaspora, to say to the diaspora, please ready yourselves to sponsor some tickets for persons who wouldn't normally have an opportunity to participate.
Yeah. Would you just allow me to say something else? Because whilst it's principally a track and field meet,
yes,
it has other very important uses, because it comes at a time when we're emerging from this pandemic thing.
Yes.
And we need events to reignite the fervor and the excitement of our daily living, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's an event for young people.
Yes.
Which helps with their development process. And I think we all know, well, not everybody knows, but I think they are aware of the fact that for 2 years, our youngsters have gotten a beating, being locked away with tablets and so on. We've just reopened school this week with face-to-face classes. And the research reports have shown us some very terrible news about what has happened to them during that period. This again will help to open up and release people from all those things that they've been locked up with. And then as a society, I think we just need some fresh positive news, which this can provide the society with. So I just mentioned those things because I think we need to think broader than just a track and field meet for youngsters.
Yeah, that is really does a lot for the all-round health, mental health for them.
Absolutely.
And also for people to be inspired. I remember a while ago when they had the soccer, everybody got excited when they thought Jamaica. So it's just to bring us together, united. And also remember people, John Kuno coming from Bahamas. So we need the spirit of vibes.
I quite agree with you, Mike, that the re-engagement of individuals, not just the students, but the wider society is really achieved through public activities such as this. And this perhaps might very well be after the championships, the boy and girl championship, the next biggest event, and perhaps the bigger event, because we're playing host to so many other territories. So it is a great opportunity, really.
And it can be a catalyst for so many different things, depending on what direction you want to go in.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you mentioned that you don't have to be like, you have people who love running. You don't have to be only because you attend a school or part of a club, but as an individual under the age of 20 or 17, you can go to the trials, find out about it. And if you have aspirations, definitely try out and see.
Man, I just miss it by a year. Darn.
What, the 17 or the 20?
Thank you so much, Mike. We must have you back for that. Mike Fennell, thank you so much for sharing with us CARIFTA 2022. Jamaica playing. And one
Yeah.
question, and I wanted to ask, when was the last time we played host for the CARIFTA Games?
2011.
2011 is, wow, it's quite a period. We're marking our 60th year of independence, and it is remarkable.
Yeah.
Jesse James says, my husband went to Calabar too. He's from Kingston, but frequently went to country, St. Mary. So when they visit, apparently that's where they hang out. So you have some other Calabar person.
Okay.
Carlene Madden says, welcome, Mike Fennell. Teresa says, good evening, ladies. And Mike too.
Yes. It's today's International Women's Day, isn't it?
It
Yes.
is.
And I should say you have allowed me to celebrate it with you two ladies.
Yes.
And we quite enjoyed your company too, and we thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank
Mike.
you for being
Take
here.
care. Looking forward to having follow-up conversations.
I really appreciate this, and I thought, and just let me know. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you again soon.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, that was a nice chat with Mike. I
Yeah.
had no idea that the CARIFTA Games involved so many people. Don't miss you, did you?
No, I know it was a big thing. When I used to follow track and field, it was a big thing, especially for the younger children that, like in high school, you kind of showcase yourself to the world. It's like your first step. So if you really put on a good show, then you get to go represent at the Junior World Championship. So like this is a period for everybody who wants to show their skill to be impressive. So I know, but I stopped following track and field for a while, but it is major. And it adds to the accolades because most of them, like you, Shane, all of them have gone through the CARIFTA Games and all these events.
Well, definitely I'm going to try and get to the games on this Saturday so we can have some live footage
Yes,
from
it
the
would be
games.
good. It would be good.
Yeah.
You can be the media personnel, like get your tag and say, official media.
Well, if we're going to beg somebody to make one tag and give it as a
Yeah, I give it.
conversation.
Your tag.
But I think I'm really going to make an effort to be there as soon as the fees are available, because just the opportunity, yes, boys champs and girls champs is phenomenal and we enjoy those, but an opportunity to see athletes from within the region is something that,
I know if you find out who is the next Jamaican, the next
Yes.
Shane Bull, the next Shelly, the next Elaine, to see these young, I like everybody coming to see if they're gonna beat Jamaica. Because
yes, and that is what I'm looking forward to, because you're going to say who's the best thing out of Bahamas who running 100 meter,
and like now they're looking to see who is going to replace these other top athletes that are aging out. So everybody opportunity to shine. And remember, you don't have to be, if your high school don't want to send you, you could go as an individual, get a sponsor. And diaspora or anybody listening, if you want to sponsor these children, because sometimes, especially in rural areas, they just want an opportunity. Because they can be a member of a club, or the school can't afford, especially with COVID, can't afford to send them to even try out. So this is major. I hope it's broadcast. I forgot to ask him if the game itself, the CARIFTA, would be broadcast.
I think some portions of it would be broadcast, because imagine those people who are away from their territories, they would have to be broadcasting it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably one of those questions that we have to make a note of for the next time, closer to the games, when they have it all sorted out.
Okay, so when it's a game, so people could look forward to it. Put it on your calendar, everyone.
Made a note. 16th through to the 18th April, the CARIFTA Games, Jamaica playing host. The last time we hosted was in 2011. It's more than 10 years. Come on, guys. It's the 49th such event, games that we're having. And it's our 60th anniversary. So why not come down and celebrate?
And then we're going to have a battle of the Jankuno. So
we have to go Lego some St. Thomas upon them.
I see what.
Yes, just to even it out. Mish, whoops, is all of 9:58. That went by
Anytime.
quickly.
It did.
And
It did go by quickly.
we didn't even get into school reopening. I think we might have to pick up school reopening and what was the feedback and how people. We're going to have a conversation about that
On Saturday.
All right.
And
Fine.
Saturday, we're going to have a very interesting show. On Saturday, we're going to talk about the back to school issue.
Yes.
And also, we're going to have somebody from the diaspora coming on to provide us with some details about how it all started and everything. So remember to tune in Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. The show is longer on Saturday, so
Yes.
definitely tune in. Tell your family, tell your friends, and share and like our page.
Yes.
So
Well, Mish, let me read this for you because I'm sure you're not going to be able to read it. It says, Gavin Hasty says, see on a Saturday, little more ladies.
good night. Oh, see you Saturday.
I figured you would struggle on that one, so I help you.
Yeah.
Yes, Gavin. See you Saturday. Little more.
Little more.
Little more. Mish.
Okay, we're at that time.
Yes.
Good night, everyone. Remember, COVID is still a thing. The numbers are rising, people. Try to get the vaccine. Vaccines are available. They're stoning dogs with the vaccine. Go get your vaccine if you're so inclined. Sanitize, social distance, wear your mask if you don't have to go out. And also, if you want to go enjoy the games currently, because things haven't changed, you are required to be vaccinated. So
Yep, and you have to show it. So it's not a
Yep.
matter you know that you're vaccinated, but you have to show the proof that you are vaccinated.
and they're gone digital, so you can't really get a fake document. I'm thinking. So do get it, and good night.
Night. It was good to be
Saturday.
here.
Good
Good
night.
seeing you, Mish. Take care, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to Saturday. Longer show, as Michelle says, and so much to cover. Woo, time went by fly. Just flew past us tonight. Well, good. God bless you.
Bye.